It's been what, 20 minutes since my last video? But this is going to be a good one because I have had 2 beers and I do the best go-to-market work on 2 beers. So what we're going to talk about today is a full go-to-market ideas for a company that reached out to me on LinkedIn, and their founder's like, Jordan, you talk about this pain thing. I don't want to be salesy. How do I do it? What are some ideas? I don't know who I should target and how I should target them. And, against my better judgment, I thought I should give away some consulting value for free. So I'm just kidding. I like to do that. I only charge because I have to, because, I've got this fancy camera I have to support. All right. So that was ridiculous. All right. We're going to dive in. I'm going to dive in as fast as possible here, and I'm going to give you some ideas about how this company can go to market. All right, let's get to it. You didn't come here for the laughs. Birdie, resolve tickets with 0 back and forth. I think it's a great value proposition. How many times have you been on the phone with support and say, well, I'm clicking the button. They're like, no, just turn it off and turn it on again. I told someone that I really respect yesterday to turn it off and turn it on. And he's like, did you just turn it off and turn it on again, me? And I'm like, okay, sorry. So outstanding one-on-one customer support. So what do? Get screen recordings from customers, co-browsing. You can work with them. You're like, wow, it really does happen when you click that. You can figure out if this is a picnic issue, which is problem in chair, not computer. Access console logs, hide sensitive data, no download required, right? Look at all these metrics. 60% time to resolution, 20% improvement in customer effort, 1 hour saved per agent per day. That's so expensive. 35% improvement in escalation rate, which actually means a decrease in escalations. So this seems like pretty great, actually. So what do I have for them? Well, let's go through this one by one. I got my ideas doc, and let's make this bigger so that you can see it. Let's make this even if you, and let's, who wants Ariel? No one, it's a fine Disney movie, but all right, reach out to support agents, ask them about the hardest customer problem. So this is pretty simple. You could say no one ever talks to frontline customer support agents. No one's trying to prospect to them. So why don't you send them a message and be like, hey, Jordan, is it hard? Like, I just want to know, how difficult is your job? So find those people and just write to them. No one ever cold messages them. Hear about and just take their words up the chain and be like, I can't tell you who, but one of your support agents said that it's really hard to get information from customers, and they go back on long threads, etc. So you can just ask them. All right, this is a cool one. So it turns out that Google has already scraped the entire internet. Who knew? So all I did here is I said, look at in the URL support and send us a video. So I didn't even specify the companies. Now, with Clay, you can programmatically say, send us a video and run that search on every damn company. So look at this. So I know the person now. I can probably find this person. For frequently occurring issues that are easy replicatable by you, do send us a small video demonstrating the issue. If the file size is too large, right, they know it's a pain in the butt here. You can upload it to Online Drive and share the link. Online Drive? I'm just a regular guy. I don't know how to use online drives. And then look at this. They remember to always try. So, and this was November 2022. So it's relatively recent. So they wrote this article and they're like, wow, people are really trying to do this and we need that. So I can message them about that. Like, hey, it seems like you care about getting user video from your users. And like this person was so desperate to have customers help. And they wrote a whole article about it. So, and you can kind of go down this, like, send us a video of your message. You might need to get you might need to get a little bit more specific here, because this is Google just randomly searching for any time URL is in the, so actually, like, look at this, en/articles. So I can get even crazier. Look at this, in URL. Who knows if this is going to work? I'm trying it live with you, friends. Okay. Like, this is, these are like Zendesk links, right? So steps to reproduce. The best is send us a video of what you're seeing. Claps like allow super simple. So it's like, oh, look at this. Here's like, it's so easy. Just take these 86 steps. Like, here's an example of the Galaxy. Oh my gosh. On the iPad Pro. Oh, this is like crazy. All right. So that's like one idea. And you could message them like, hey, Michael, and he updated over a week ago. So they're thinking about this, right? Like, yo, Michael, and let's actually like see if I can find Michael. I'm going to run this little trick here. Whoa, not what I want to do. Let's do google.com site, LinkedIn /in. I'm just going to put his name in quotes. Yeah, sure, not quotes. It would help if I add the .com. Look at that. The founder wrote this message a week ago. Wow. Okay. And he look at all the time that he took to do that. That sounds like pain to me. All right. I can't spend all the time. Send us a screen recording. Look at this. I didn't do myself a favor, right? I really just, let's go Google. Oh, there's Google. Send us a screen recording of your issue, right? Send us a screen recording. Send us a screen recording. These are all these companies, right? If you report an issue with smart sites, send us a screen recording with your web browsers. Look at this. This is gold, right? Especially if they tell us start recording your screen. How? I don't know how to do that. I mean, I do because I'm me, but most people don't. And look at this, how to open the console tab in my browser. Command Option Shift J. I've only got one pair of hands. I can't do that. So you can see this actually, two things, share your console logs, which we have another. So now I can identify who are the companies that are already manually doing this. I can start to score them. You could see how this will go. Console logs. I did the same thing, just in URL support console logs, right? We'll walk you through the steps to view your console logs. Free messaging. You get free messaging, right? Updated 2 months ago. So now we can get even fancier. Updated, what did we find? Less than updated star week. Yeah, okay, let's try this. Updated over a week ago. Okay, so I got to find the language here. This is the wrong way. I need the other way here. But look, here's how to view the console logs. Right? Oh my gosh, console logs. They're writing about it. That's totally pain, not persona. Look at that. Okay, let's get a little fancier here. Site bbb.org. Better business. Takes forever, right? Terrible customer service takes forever to get a prescription. I don't know if you can help with prescriptions, but you put in a ticket and it's the most generic every star hours. And when I replied, wow, can't get customer service, no phone number, just email. It takes forever to respond when needed. So the 999 Club apparently takes 999 days to respond. So order takes over a few weeks. Wow, so much pain. All right, slow response times. I did another search. Look at Jordan. Jordan really prepared for this video. Look, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed to do this live. I'm a robot. Okay, good. That was a close one. Delayed response time is not fun. Neither is waiting 2 days for someone to call you back. There will be a delay. Okay, this is cool because I'm not going to log into Facebook. But it's these are people saying, we know there's a delayed response time. What's after hours support? So, wow, we've got some more specific information here. Went back and forth, right? This is what people say all the time. We went back and forth. Funny dressing. That's funny. We went back and forth and I resolved the issue and I sent them pics. Okay. I'm not going to Google that because we're live here. If I Google sent them pics, I am going to get in trouble because that Google search is not safe and I'm an adult. They went back and forth via email, finally told him they could, oh my gosh, they can hold the puppy if he sent $350. Who is ransoming a dog? That's amazing. I don't know if you could help with that, but number of escalations. So I did this tricky thing. The issue was escalated, and then I did 1.10 times. So issue is escalated. So you can see this looks at a variable anytime between 1. I could say 1 even 100 times. Wow. Okay, 3 times. The issue was 3 times. 4 times. The issue was escalated 3 times. Right. So you can kind of see, and this website. Oh boy, I do not want to go to that website. But what I was going to say is consumer. This some of these sites might be sites where people will talk about support. Worst customer support. Look at this in title. Worst customer support. Companies with, okay, so these are Statistica, companies. So you can see if you kind of dance with this, maybe review. Like, okay, great. So now I actually find reviews, right? These are like review sites, right? The worst customer service ever. Oh, poor company. So now I can look at comparably.com for quotes, right? Very, very poor. Once in the door, overwhelmed with work and impossible to get a raise. Okay, that's actually employees. But you can see how this process works, really. All you have to do is, let's go full screen because all you have to do is spend time looking at your value prop, thinking about the language people use, and then reversing into that in the market. How do people talk about this complaint? And by doing that, you have messages that you can send to these people. And what you can do is if you already know the domains that you kind of want to go after, that's like 1 to 50 people in the United States that have no support team or that have a certain number of support agents, then you can start running targeted searches to say, oh, do they talk about console logs? Do they talk about screen sharing? And this work in building the list gives you messaging. It tells you who to focus on. And you could think about this in terms of columns. I want to add a column about console log. I want to add a column about screen sharing. I want to add a column about response times. And then you have your message here. And you may have spotty coverage across the cells in those columns, but you have something to hang your hat on. You can say, hey, Larry, I don't know why I use Larry. I need like a wider variety of names. So if you have a wider variety of names I can use in my examples, I use like Larry and Jessica. This is boring. So, hey, Larry, I'm not going to fix it now. Hey, Larry, I noticed that your customers are saying that your escalations take a long time. I saw that you wrote this article about how to take screenshots. It seemed like kind of complicated. And I also noticed that you wrote this other article about how to find console logs. What if you could do all of that? You could reduce support time. You could reduce challenges. And okay, so that's an example. Now I want to dive into one thing because I have to promote myself. So let's dive into jobs data. How do we do this with jobs? Well, I did a search. I always forget to promote myself. I did a search of tier 1, tier 2 support. So 305 jobs here. Now you can kind of start to look through some of these jobs and say like, how can we identify taking ownership of phone issues, handling manager escalation calls, right? So they're thinking about escalations. Zendesk chat channels, so they're thinking about chat. Chat's really important, which, you could think about maybe that's a good example of someone that wants this back and forth because they're able to provide chat. They have support hours here, which means that if they have support hours, they close. So they need context. Otherwise, tickets will take longer period of time. Performance metrics, CSAT. The liaison between our DevOps engineering staff. Okay, right? They're chatting with DevOps, which means they have to provide really good information. VRM, supporting nonprofit, classifying and troubleshooting issues, right? That's really important. SLA on tickets, so they're thinking about response time. Following incident response protocols, right? So like document, standard procedures, right? SOP, escalating issues that cannot be resolved, right? These are all like really great keywords that might indicate that people are really struggling with this. I mean, especially if they have a tier 3 support, that means you've already got through tiers 1 and 2. Let's see if they talk about anything else that we care about. Browser-based software application, right? Browser-based, right? Command line, they're expecting them to go in the command line. How insane is that? Who expects that? Just get the logs and hand it off to the engineer. Web applications and web browsers, right? So they're in multimodal here. Monitoring and logging systems. Understand code. No, don't understand code. Just use my product and download the logs so the engineers can do it. Wow. $110,000 for a tier 3 support. Oh, I guess it's an engineer position. So maybe that's appropriate pay here. So you can kind of see, look at all these. Endeavor's like hiring a lot. The Ohio State University. I got a lot of great jobs in my database. All right. So I didn't do the great job looking through jobs. I had so much fun with the other data. But this is how you do pane-based search, right? You use Google. You think about how you break apart the nuance of the problem, and then you just enrich. And the finding of the list is the message. You can just deliver this message about all that you found, and you can do this at scale. But you don't have to. You could totally use an outsourcer to do this kind of research. I hope this is helpful. Sorry, I went on for so long. I just had so much fun doing this. I hope that, Birdie, that you and the team will find this really useful. And thanks so much for watching on a Tuesday night and for sticking with me, even though I'm a little ridiculous right now. Later.